just introduce Rob Dean, project manager from SEDC, who's going to give a presentation on the sports pavilion. And just to note, I've seen that there's already a question here about a sort of related question on the medical centre and timing. So at the end, Peter Campbell's just going to jump in, the head of housing from South Cams, just to cover that one off and give an update now. So I'll just hand over to Rob.
Thank you, Gareth. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting me along to provide a brief update on progress with the sports pavilion proposed at Northstone. As some of you, if not all of you, are aware, there was a question and answer session briefly, and what I've done here is summarise probably the key issues that were raised during from those questions. Security was quite high up on people's agenda. One question was, would we be able to provide external access to toilets for people, and also for the same question came from the allotment holders. This is something we've considered, and a final decision has not been made yet, but being that security is an issue, it was thought that external access to toilets would provide us some vulnerability. So again, being considered, but we do need to be aware of maintaining the security to the building. CCTV monitoring or similar, would that be provided? Yes, we will be providing provision for that. How that may be installed and managed is yet to be decided, but it's something we're mindful of, and we will be specifying that within the construction documents. Along the similar lines of security, will the car park be monitored? Again, I think that's probably a wider estate management issue, but again, we will put provision in so that whatever security requirements are may be decided on can be installed. There were 2 or 3 comments and questions regarding the club room area, which has a server adjoining it. One question being, could that space be used as a bar area? It has been designed so that it can be, and it will be provided with basic fittings, more like a kitchen. Obviously, it's not going to be kitted out as a full bar, but it will be there so that it could be used easily as a bar during social functions. The changing rooms, there was a question on the size of the changing rooms and would they be suitable for team use. The answer being yes. The architect has taken advice from Sport England, and the change rooms are each size to take an adult team, including rugby teams, which I believe are up to 22 players. The green and sustainability issues, obviously something that's high on people's agenda. The car park will allow for provision for electrical vehicle charging points. Again, for further discussion what those points may be, but at the very least there'll be provision for connection for the various types of charging point that are available. PV panels to the roof area, again, these are something that we plan to include for. This will be a matter that's subject to planning, but I think it's something that we don't see as an issue that would be raised by planning, so it's very likely that PV panels will be included. Heating will be provided by air source heat pump installation, again currently being reviewed, but it will be something that meets those green and sustainable issues. Carrying on from the green and sustainability issues, obviously it is high on the agenda, and we have now engaged with Jonathan Bell, who's the South Cams Green Energy Investment Manager, to provide input from his investment team, who is in this case basically Bouygues, who are a large multinational construction and services company. Bouygues are there to give advice and to look into the various options for green investment, and are now currently reviewing all of the specification that's proposed and the designs with our architect, and will be reporting back probably within the month on their suggestions for what we may or may not be able to provide, and whether it is the benefits that those items will provide. There's a couple of slides just providing some basics on Bouygues. SSE Enterprise also are involved. And another slide there. Finally, progress. Project team now finalising details for the for a design to be submitted to planning in June of this year. We're at the sort of final stages now of completing that design, and looking forward to submitting it in the very near future. And if there are any questions.
So Rob, we've got one question, obviously sort of I would urge any others to post them soon if they have got any other question. There's one from Jason here. Has anyone approached Tesla for the possibility of a supercharger installation? There aren't many in the area and be a great addition to Northstowe, so you could probably expand that to wider than just Tesla and any charging, electric charging points, etc.
Yeah, I mean, we're aware there are different charging points for different vehicles, and I think Tesla being obviously one. It's something that will be reviewed as we develop the specification, but it won't affect the actual planning application. But once we sort of firm up on the specification, it will be allowed for, so that we don't tie ourselves down to one specific electrical vehicle charger. So yes, we will engage with Tesla or whoever their agent may be.
Great, lovely. That's really helpful, Rob. I can't see any other questions on Facebook, and I can't see any more on Zoom.